But right now, we've got a very special guest, and that is Dwight Freeney. Dwight, welcome to Sports Daily with Darrell Reid and Michael Artsis. This is the special edition. This is the special edition of the NFL Draft Show. Also joining us in studio is Russell Fugett, and on Skype is Gene Fugett. So, how you doing, Dwight?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
We're good, man. The last time I saw you, you hit me with a golf ball at Strahan's golf tournament.
Yeah, exactly. The game's got a lot better since then.
That's good. That's good. Because you're scary.
It was a rough day. It was a rough day.
You're scary on the football field, but you're also scary on the golf course. Dwight, when you think back to your draft day, what was that experience like? Can you take us through it?
Well, I was getting projected anywhere between 11 in the first round and like 29. I decided to stay home and be with the family, and it was a great experience because he had no idea. So as the picks go by, you get phone calls, you're going to be the next pick, and actually the first real opportunity to get picked, I got picked by a coach. I was excited. Tony Dungy, he was a defensive coach, minded coach. I was a big fan of his, and it was a great experience, man. They flew me, they picked me up, and I flew down in Artsis with everybody. Very excited.
Dwight, as being the 11th pick of the first round of the NFL draft, I mean, coming from Syracuse, coming from Connecticut, I mean, how big was that for you and your family?
I think that was huge. Not too many guys from where I was from, get picked point blank period for any type of professional sport. A lot of times they can't even get to college. And so I kind of paved the way a little bit for guys from Connecticut to go out there and just represent for home. I mean, it's been a great pleasure.
I mean, a lot of people out there don't know, but you were very close to becoming a professional soccer player. You played soccer all through your youth.
I'm just glad you didn't say golfer, because we might have had to throw you off the set, D.
How was it going? How was it going to the Indianapolis Colts, a team that was coming together at that time, but had a great offense, and picked you to kind of be the cornerstone of that defense?
Well, yeah, I mean, at the time, it was all, the big three. It was Peyton, Marvin Harrison, and Edgerrin James. And our team was known as completely offense, no defense. And I was one of the guys who came in 2002 and kind of established the fact that, we're going to be known to have a defense out here also. It's not just three guys on the field here. And, I think it's been going on pretty good. I don't know if we're there yet. We're not recognized the defensive squad yet. I don't think we're ever going to be recognized that with Peyton around. But you know what? We're doing a good job for what we got, and hopefully the success continues far and beyond me when I'm done.
Well, Dwight, you definitely do a good job. You're one of the best players I've ever gotten the chance to see play, and certainly one of the most exciting defensive players in the league today. What was it like mentoring this guy over here, Darrell Reid?
Darrell's a trip, man. Darrell, I think Darrell is one guy, and I will say that, he really worked hard. He was one of the hardest working guys, and it was really I think it's a prime example of the more
Free, don't tell too many of them stories.
Hey, wait, let him finish. He was just making
I gotta make sure he's telling the right story now.
He's telling a good story. He's making a compliment. Relax.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, you're a prime example. It's definitely a compliment because what would happen is, Darrell came on the squad as a guy who was undrafted. And we moved him around a little bit. We didn't know if he was a defensive end. And we moved down to defensive tackle. And we had him, he was like the utility guy. He did everything. He did everything well. And he definitely found a niche in special teams, whereas he finally made a home for himself, definitely. And I think he got robbed. I think he should have made some Pro Bowls, definitely a special team.
Well, that's very nice, and certainly a wonderful compliment coming from you. And I think what you just said to me means a lot to the guys here tonight who don't get drafted. If they take that to heart, they realize that there is a place for them on an NFL team when all this stuff shakes out with the labor situation, and that they can go on to have a great career and excel in the game. When you think back to your draft night, when you got that call, what was the reaction of your family and friends, especially the Colts, such a historic and legendary team?
First off, Dwight, where were you? Where were you during the draft? Did you come down to New York? Were you back home? Where were you during this time?
No, I was at home. I was with the family, and you know, it was definitely probably one of the most exciting moments of my life. You know, I was on the phone while they were calling my name. Everyone downstairs was screaming and excited, and I was upstairs taking the phone call, speaking to Bill pulling me in, speaking to Tony Dungy on the phone. So I was very excited, man, and it was a great experience.
My last question to you before we let you go, because I know you're pressed for time, and we really appreciate you getting on the phone here with us tonight. Is obviously everybody's been talking about Cam Newton, and they've predicted him to go number one. He went number one. Do you think that was the right choice for the Panthers?
Well, I think it was the easier choice for them because of the fact, not necessarily right. We won't know if it was the right until it becomes the right. I think, you know, with the draft, it's really like Colorado, you know, and obviously there's a lot of pressure on Carolina when you have a high-profile guy like Cam coming out. You know, there's so much pressure to pick that number one quarterback because if you miss, let's say you don't pick him, and he goes somewhere else and becomes a superstar, you look so bad because you didn't pick him. So you almost have to pick him just to say, okay, look, this is who we got. You all want us to pick him, so therefore we're picking him, and we're going. But he's a tremendous athlete. He has a tremendous upside. You know, I've always said quarterbacks, you know, they're kind of a diamond in the rough, but the thing is about the quarterback position is it takes a team around them for them to be successful. And I think, you know, they have a good offensive line, so that's going to help them. You know, they'll protect them. And I think they need a little more weapons out there for them to throw to. But, you know, I think he definitely has a good chance to be successful.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in your home when you were picked 11th and your family found out you were going to be the defensive anchor for Peyton Manning.
Okay, last question for you. As a six-time Pro Bowler, four-time All-Pro, 94 sacks, 6 sacks away from 100 right now in your career. What do you think the Indianapolis Colts are going to do with their pick this year?
You know, that's the question of the century. Every year, I guess wrong. Every year, I say, oh, well, man, this year we really need a corner, and we'll pick like an offensive lineman. And next year, it's like, all right, we really need a lineman, and they'll pick like a defensive end. So, for me, I mean, I know, you know, we've been banged up in the secondary. I know we need more guys on defense for depth for our defense because of the fact that, you know, we've been getting hurt at all positions across the board. You know, and it would be great to pick somebody somewhere on defense for the first round. I would love to see that, but who knows? We might pick a punter. I don't know.
I don't know.
Just how we do. But Bill Polian, he does a great job of what he does, man. And no matter what, he picks those diamonds in the rough.
Free, you know how it is, man. You know they go on offense. You know Peyton needs an offensive lineman, offensive tackle. So they need a defensive tackle. I think both your starting D tackles from last year are going to be free agents. It looks like they should be picking defensive tackle, but they'll find a diamond in the rough, like you said, maybe a late rounder or a free agent defensive tackle, and they'll probably pick a receiver or a tight end. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're all over the place. Like I said, I know we have some systems that we need to fill, and the offensive line is always in need. I think, you know, the team really gets started from up front, so either D-line or offensive line. But, you know, we'll see. You know, and I'll be watching like everyone else.
Well, Dwight, thank you so much for joining us on this special edition of Sports Daily on Sports.com and Ustream.tv for our NFL Draft Show. And I look forward to hanging out with you and D at some point, and good luck in this season and the labor situation as well.
All right, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Free. Thanks a lot, man.